It's to finally live my dream. I wanted to do mornings in Seattle for the longest time. I grew up in the Northwest. I'm from here, and I love being on the radio. I've been on the radio since I was 16.
We got along really well from the very first second we met.
Yeah, I've known Allan for a long time. He's always been a lot of fun. He's always been one of those guys who he always has your back. He takes care of you.
Allan was this really awesome, jovial personality and presence.
Nice big teddy bear. He was a wonderful, kind person. And he still is, by the way.
He was definitely big.
As far as his size has gone, he's always been kind of a bigger guy. And that was just kind of a part of his character, his charm.
Definitely a big personality. Definitely a larger person than he is now.
He was bigger than life, physically bigger than life, from an entertainment standpoint.
And we often had candy and treats, and he would use that as an excuse to come talk to the AE so he could grab a couple pieces of licorice.
I'd wake up and I'd eat all the pastries, donuts, and when no one was looking, take an extra one.
He would sit in my office and we were getting to know one another, and I would see him start to sweat. And I thought, I'm not being that tough on this guy, I'm really not.
Yeah, I was 100 pounds heavier. I wasn't as happy on the inside, fun, loving, playing radio and all of that, but it was a bit of an act.
Allan, Woody, and myself all took a Sunday hike up Little Mountain Si, and we could see him really struggling. And I literally said to Woody, am I gonna have to do mouth-to-mouth on this guy? And I wasn't trying to be funny, I was being serious. And we've made it up to the top. Allan took some phenomenal pictures of us, but I think that might have been a turning point for him.
I was unhappy, I was miserable, and I needed to do something about it. And I just said, you know what, it's time, I gotta make this better.
It was such an instant change with him that week to week, we would begin to see a different person.
It was going to be about massive transformation. That was my motto. And I said, I'm going to make this difference. I'm going to lose 100 pounds, and I'm going to do it in less than a year.
And I began to see the pounds just drip away from this guy. And somebody whose attitude about the life around him was really changing.
Knowledge is power. You want to make a lifestyle change, you got to know how to do that. You don't just go, you can't have this, you can't have that. If you don't have this thing you really want and instead have this thing that you don't want, but hey, you won't gain weight, that's not a program, that's not the answer, because at some point, you're just going to give in to your desire to eat something that you really liked before.
This was a person that was more confident about himself walking around the office than I had seen from the very beginning.
So this program actually taught me how to make better food choices. It taught me how to shop. It taught me how to cook. And it taught me that this tastes great if you eat it like this, as opposed to putting all these extra things on it.
I mean, we don't really talk about food at all anymore because that's not the center point of his life.
People keep saying to me, are you deprived? You don't get to have this. I bet you miss this. Well, actually, no. I really crave the foods that I'm eating now, and they're all very healthy for me, and clearly the results speak for themselves.
He's out enjoying things and actually being active and exploring the Pacific Northwest.
Growing up here, I didn't appreciate all that we had because, I was a big guy and in the capital of hiking and being outdoors and just being a vibrant person. I just didn't have that in me. I didn't have the energy.
So when I first met him, actually, he wanted to be a hiker, and he would come back and talk about how he was sore for like 5 days after the hike.
And he hikes and bikes so much now.
We're keeping up with Allan as he leads the way going up that mountain.
Now he goes on like a hike, and then the next day he can go on another hike, which is kind of amazing.
This is so much more than a number for me. It's not about losing X amount of pounds. It's really about making that life change that I've dreamed about forever. I've always had this person inside me, but he just never had a chance to get out.
Now that he's lost all of this weight, you can really tell that some of those personality traits and characteristics have even gotten a little bit more intense or exaggerated, because he kind of has a little bit more energy, a little bit more life to him.
You see him have more confidence. He's not throwing out those self-deprecating jokes as much.
Now today, I find myself feeling happy on the inside and happy on the outside. Yeah, I'm more vibrant. I think I'm more fun to be around because I'm genuinely happier.
If your body feels better, then you're going to go into that studio with a better attitude, which is then going to come out on the radio to the listeners as somebody who's having more fun or who's more pleasant. Or
approach it when I'm preparing the show and working on the show, and yes, we actually do prepare our show. I feel like I do it with just a more positive attitude, a more energetic attitude, a healthier approach to life just in general, and I think that spills out onto the radio now.
We don't talk about all the things that Allan ate and all the pictures of food that Allan took. There's now pictures of scenery and things like that, and he's sharing experiences on the show that are different.
Well, honestly, his energy is just through the roof. I mean,
When the alarm goes off at 3-something in the morning, I'm ready to go. That wasn't the case a year ago. I'd really probably have gone to bed eating way too much food and wake up just going, ugh, gotta start the day, it's 3-something, can't wait till the weekend.
From point A to point Z. He is a different person. He is just, he's go, go, go. He always wants to get something accomplished. He's trying to figure out what's next and best for the show.
he wasn't a downer before, but he's just, it's too much now. He's getting crazy. It's getting out of hand.
I don't think maintaining this is going to be as big of a challenge as I initially thought because I feel so good. I want this. I don't feel this craving to go start eating bad food now that I can because I don't want to go back to that lifestyle. I don't want to go shop for clothes in the big guy store and get multiple X's in front of my size. I want to go shop wherever I want to shop. I like dressing better and I like being able to get my clothes anywhere I want to go. I like eating better. I like going into a restaurant and going, yeah, if I eat this, this, and this, I'm going to enjoy it and I'm not going to gain weight from it. So I'm excited about that. I don't think it's going to be as tough of a journey maintaining this as I once thought it was.
Sometimes when he turns sideways, I'm afraid we're not going to see him anymore. And when it got really windy yesterday, I thought, oh no, someone put a tie down on Allan's ankle because he might blow away.
I think one of the great things for me when I do station photo shoots or videos like this, I'm not so worried about camera angles. I'm not worried about what filter I need to make sure that you don't see this, or I can fake this, or can you crop that. Now I can be more myself. Now I can just be real me.
Hidden on one of those pages was a picture from when Allan and Ashley had first started on a radio station. And it really made me pause and go, who is that? Well, it was Allan.
If anything, he's a bigger personality now than what he was previously, because it just comes out. But physically, he's literally half the man he used to be.
I don't know if this communicates exactly the point I'm trying to make, but he doesn't look like this now. He's actually, he looks more like the stick part. He's like a twig. He's a supermodel.